Well, John, it's good to see you. Believe you've been getting into a little bit of comedy. Tell us about that.
Well, what it is, I'd done stand-up a couple of years ago, and you know, life gets in the way. I was doing other things, doing my musical things, and then I thought I just need to get back into doing this. And so I got on a night. Great comedian, local guy called John Wilson, was putting a night on, and he just let me do 5 minutes, like not on the bill, just like in between the acts, just to see how it went and stuff. And I just had a really great time. The audience were great. I was terrified, but it just went down really well. As soon as you get your first laugh,
Yeah.
and you know, and you realise the audience are cool, it's fine. But it's, you know, I've done years ago when I did a gig once. It's like no one had told the audience there was comedy on, and they were facing the bar, and I was talking to them, and it was just the most soul-destroying experience. The longest 5 minutes of my life, but this was like one of the best. So, just really enjoyed it.
So you're getting into the comedy?
Yeah, I'm gonna do. Hopefully, I'm gonna do some more of that. And I'm still doing the music, obviously. So just a bit of everything, and. You know, but I just didn't want to neglect the comedy side. I thought I'd hate myself if I don't have another go at this. So, you know, and the night before, what it was, the night before I was going to do this gig, I suddenly, in my mind, I started realising how much I loved music again. You know, I was fully preparing myself, thinking if this doesn't go down good, I can always say, well, I've done that. That was that was the longest 5 minutes, but I'm a musician, really. And I also, as a bit of a last-minute fallback thought, should I just do a minute talking and like 4 minutes songs or something? But in the end, I thought, no, I'll stick to what I'm going to do. And luckily for me, it went down good. But everyone went down great that night, so. You know, because usually you're made up before, if the guy before you goes on and dies to death, because you're like, at least I'm going to look better than that, or at least I know what not to say to the audience or whatever. But it's just a great experience.
So we know that you do everything, like music, comedy, acting, but is comedy more scary to do live than music, you know, when like you're a musician? Is it scary? I
think from my point of view it is, because I'm so used to being behind an instrument, or you know, because even if you get it, when you play a song, even the people, if they hate you, usually out of politeness they'll clap, but people won't force themselves to laugh. And you know, the thing is, when it's just you and a mic, there's nothing to hide behind. It's just you, and you think, oh, you know, if it's going great, it's amazing, it's a great feeling. Yeah. But if it's not, it just feels like an eternity standing there. Where with the guitar, you know, you can always think, well, that song didn't go down well. You know, that was a bit slow. I'll play an upbeat one. You know, if your material's not going well, you think, I've got another 4 minutes of jokes on this same
so
thing.
It seems a lot longer doing the stand-up.
To me, yeah, but I suppose for the stand-up, if they'd never done music before, and they were doing their first music gig, that might be more nerve-wracking to them, because it's not their thing. But for me, it's like my first ever gig in music was in school in an open evening, and I actually sang an Oasis song, Digsy's Diner, but I was on the drums at the same time, and the thing is, I could hide behind the drums.
Yeah, I understand that.
And ironically, years later, in my band, we did a gig with Digsy. And,
Digsy kicked the big and so well, he's good lads.
So it was like a weird symmetry. But, you know, I think I fully admire anyone. I mean, I admire anyone who gets...
Stand-up comedy has got to be the most petrifying.
To be honest, I admire anyone now. Live entertainment, I mean, it's really difficult, because even as a musician, you know, I'm lucky I get round the country with the band and stuff, but loads of the venues that I used to play around Liverpool when I was younger, they've shut down. You know, and there are some great new venues that have opened, but I think it's harder and harder to get audiences to watch things, or it is in my experience. and you know, but I just admire anyone who gets out to do any type of performance, but particularly something like stand-up. It takes a certain kind of nerve, you know.
It does take guts. What about your material? Where do you source the material? Do you,
well, the material, I write it myself, but basically my material comes from experiences that I've actually had in my life, with a little bit of embellishment, you know. You know, I might have a story about getting a sausage barm, and in the story it might be 30 sausages instead of the 20 that I did have, but it's all based on fact, and it's basically just snippets from my life, tried and tested. I've little stories I've told to people, they've found them funny, and you know. So
basically what you're saying is you're testing your comedy all the time on your
the time on people. It's like even if, you know, if I say to you, yeah, I've written a new song, it goes like this. On the one hand, I'm playing it to you, but on the other hand, I'm watching you thinking, is this getting a good reaction? You know, and it's just good to test, because the thing is, my mates will be brutally honest and say, no, I don't think that's funny, or in fact, just them, whether they laugh or don't laugh is a clear indication.
Do you know when you do these stand-up gigs, you don't tell your mates or your family, you just go off and do them?
No, the thing is, when I start doing it more high profile again, obviously I've got no problem with people coming, but with that I wasn't built on the thing. I just wanted to show myself that I could do it, you know. And the thing
you wanted to die a death on your own.
Yeah, I wanted to die quietly out of the way. But the thing is, when I got there were people that I knew who just happened to be there, and I was like, oh God. You know, and in my head I was thinking, in 5 minutes time I'm never going to have
that's gone.
Yeah.
That's how in demand John is. They've seen this film and already his agent's on the phone. Excuse me a minute. Hello? Can you ring me back please? I'm in the middle of doing a bit of work, thank you. So, it was my agent looking for me. Let's just take that off. Yeah, and so go on, where were we? Sorry about that interruption.
Yeah, 10 million, I'll accept that. What were we saying?
We're talking about your material, where do you get your material from, and audience reaction?
Oh yeah, the thing is as well with, you know, when I was there and there were people I knew, and I thought, you know, if this doesn't go down well, you know, I had so many fallbacks in my head, because I thought, if it doesn't go down well, shall I pretend that I'm deconstructing comedy and that was ironic? So that character's not meant to be funny. Or, you know, I had so many, but when I got on and just told it, you know, told the first joke, got a laugh, and I was thinking, yeah, this is alright. And I don't know whether it was subconscious, I've never done this before, but when I got up and performed, I left my coat on, and I don't know whether that was in my head saying, as soon as you get off that stage there'll be a taxi outside or something, you know. But it was just a great experience, and
you're going to do more.
I'll definitely do more, and I'll write all the time, and I'll go. One day I'll be working on a song, then I'll be working on some of this stuff.
Stand up,
and then I'll be learning songs for plays and doing. And
tell me about the plays. You've done a few plays.
Well, the other year I did a great original musical, Wildflowers, written by Franny Conlon, and with music by Mal French, and it was just a great experience, because as a songwriter I'm used to, it's very rare that I'm singing other people's songs, so it was just great to be able to sing someone else's song, and all the pressure was off me. I didn't have to write anything, I just had to learn the lyrics, sing it the way I wanted to sing it, do a bit of acting, and just to get to do it live, it was just an amazing experience. But it's a different dynamic again, because, you know, I've always enjoyed doing bits of acting and stuff, but it's totally different to the stand-up, whereas, you know, you've got a set thing you've got to stick to, so it's not like you can just play off the audience fully, you've still got to stick to your lines.
The big difference is you're working to someone else's script as well.
But
if you're doing stand-up, you're actually having to stand by your work, because you, as you say, you don't have outside writers, you do it yourself. It's
weird in a way, writing your own material or writing your own songs. You know, if I get up and perform with a band,
Yeah.
there's like a camaraderie, there's a team. If I get up on my own with a guitar or a piano or whatever, there's just me, there's no one to let me down,
Yeah.
but there's no one else to blame either if it goes wrong. That's the thing, you know.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure all musicians, you know, they've been in situations in a band where someone will mess up on stage and live, someone will give them that.
You can bounce off each other with that.
Yeah.
It makes it work, doesn't it? Live performance. But all you've got is a mic and a spotlight when you're doing stand-up. And to me, it takes so much guts. I've had so much guts. Myself, I've had to go with everything. Acting, playing music, DJing, comparing. But stand-up comedy, that is the one that I think, oh no, not funny enough. Unless you could write some material for me, and then if I die of death, I can blame you.
I can just say the material was fine, the delivery was no good. Because no one wants to take the blame, that's the thing.
Yeah. So what kind, you know, when you say about stand-up, there's so many different types, like there's kind of end of peer kind of comedy.
Well, even on the night that I
oh,
was on, you know, I mean, like I said, I just did 5 minutes
Is
between
it
the acts.
not cabaret comedy? It's like studenty comedy.
Everyone was different. I mean, there was one guy gets up and he does a lot of songs, but he'll do well-known songs, but he'll change the lyrics. But just the way he does it is really funny. Then you know, someone will get up there being a character, or someone will get up just talking about the daily life, but bringing their own experiences. But everybody was totally different. But the thing is as well, then you'll get someone who gets up and they're sort of more brazen and not scared to say anything, and they'll do like a confrontational style performance. But it's just great to see so many people doing it, and so many young people as well. That's the great thing. You know, I wish I'd have gotten into it years ago. But I spent years in college, people saying, "Oh, you're really funny, you should do music or you should do comedy." And for years, me and my mates were like, "Yeah, we will do it." Like, and it just, you talk about it, but one day it's a case of thinking,
"Oh gosh, I'm doing it."
Yeah, it's rather than just liking the idea of doing it, it's a case of I'm going to have to actually do it now. It's like with the play. I remember getting the call, "Do you want to do this play? You're going to be singing 2 songs on the stage over 2 nights," and it was great. And then when you get off the phone and you've accepted the role, you're like, I'm actually doing this now. It's not just an idea. And when it becomes real, and to be fair as well, I thought being a musician and being a singer, this is going to be easy. It was a very tough experience, but very rewarding as well, working under a director. And
what was the director's name?
David Peel. But it was just great having so much structure. Yeah. Because it's like if I do something on stage or if I'm performing songs, no one tells me where to stand or whatever. I just go wherever I want, and you know. But with the getting this direction, it was I'd stand here, say your lines in this way, but it really helped, and I thought it brought out the best in my performance.
So your confidence is growing then with this comedy?
Definitely, yeah. So, but it's just like another branch of the same thing. Performing, and you know, I'm just into doing it all.
Well, you have been. Somebody did once call you the Noel Coward of Canskull Farm, didn't he? Because you do everything.
Singing, not just the coward of Canskull Farm.
Singing, acting, dancing, performing, composing. You do write for other people, don't you?
Yeah.
I believe you and Des Flanagan, you're working on some of that stuff.
Well, Des is brilliant. So, you know, Des was in the play Wildflowers, brilliant actor, and he's been a compere for years, as you know. But he also writes lyrics and poems, and so, you know, I did an interview on his radio show not so long back.
That was Coast.
Yeah. And I sang a song on there, and I thought everyone sang songs every week, and it turned out I was the first.
You're the first ever to sing
one,
live.
Yeah, but I only sang on the thing of, you know, this is what you do if you've got a song to plug or whatever. And then he said, "Yeah, you're the first." I'm like, "Am I?"
Yeah. It went out to thousands of people across the world.
Listeners in America and everything. Yeah. But it was a great experience, and Des has written these lyrics, and so I've put music to them, and obviously soon we'll do
We'll get
something
together.
with them. Yeah,
You let me know about, come back and let us know.
yeah,
about
definitely,
that.
yeah. And his Hillsborough poem in particular is fantastic.
Oh, you seen it? The Hillsborough,
Yeah.
a tribute to the Hillsborough family is a monologue that Des has just done. Check that out on YouTube. It's called The Black Cat Has Been Found by Des Flanagan. That is a brilliant monologue that's up on YouTube, and it is a beautiful tribute to the families of Hillsborough. We'll have to knock it off there, John. Time's beating us, and but thanks, and come back in again and let us know how
Will
it's
do.
gone.
Thanks very
Cheers.
much.
Thank
Cheers.
you.